Okay, everybody. I appreciate each and every one of y'all tonight. Welcome to the show. I know this ain't my normal schedule, but I do have an awesome guest for tonight. Uh, but first, before I bring him up right quick, just a little few announcements. Um, Everybody knows February 25th is our 5 year anniversary for being cops. We started um, 2020 on February 25th, 2020. We did uh, our first investigation as Crossover Paranormal Society. We went to the Trivette Clinic, and I got thinking last month. I said, "Oh Lord, this is our 5 year anniversary." So we're going to be doing a 2 day celebration. February 21st will be the normal talk show, and then February 22nd we'll do an investigation with some of our team members. Uh, if it's not raining or anything like that, we will be going live both nights. March the 8th, I will be a guest on Living My Best Life at 60. I'll be a guest on her channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if y'all can make it out, come over and chill out with us for a while and have some good time, have some good fun. It's a family friendly channel and it's really awesome. Uh, on March 16th, she will be on my on my show as a special guest. That'll be 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's all I've got right now off the top of my head. But so if y'all can please come over and help support these other channels and stuff like that, and come out and hang out with us when we do our celebration for our 5 year anniversary, and uh, and just have a good time. So now I want y'all to make a very, very special guest warm and welcome. And I've been after him for a while, try to get him on my show, and we finally got where we can make time. And here he is, Mr. Raymond. And I want to say, everybody, please make him feel welcome. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jonathan. Thanks for having me on, man. I know
No
it's kind of
problem.
late, but working all that.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's just one of those things we can't get caught up long enough, and I just hope and pray that we can make extra shows in the future and stuff like that.
Oh, definitely,
Hey,
definitely.
hey, Vicky, how you doing? Appreciate you
Hi,
coming in.
Vicky.
Let's see. Hey, hey, hey.
Renee is the one that I do the Death Scenes and Cemeteries podcast with. She's my
Yeah,
partner in crime on that one.
I've watched several of those shows. I hadn't been able to catch much, but I've watched. I've been in a few of them.
Oh, I've seen you. I give you a shout out every time I see you.
Hey, Daniel, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in, buddy. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, buddy. How you got started in the paranormal and stuff.
Um, Honestly, a lot of it started when I was a little kid. I was one of those people that saw things early on, and it took me forever to actually admit that I was experiencing things because who was going to believe me in the late 80s, early 90s without thinking it was something from the devil, because I grew up in you know the Bible Belt.
Yeah,
So there are some things you just keep to yourself, but it was I would walk into buildings and it wasn't every building. It was just certain buildings. I'd cross that threshold and I'd start getting extremely dizzy. And then there'd be images of things that had happened in that building
yeah,
that wound up being true. So it was a very interesting situation. And as I became a teenager, it grew more intense to the point that I was having dreams about places I'd never been. And then months later, I would end up in those places. And I was like, okay, so this is a lot more than what, I thought
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Early 20s, I had open heart surgery. And that changed a lot because now I was seeing physical forms,
Yeah.
not just during the night, but during the day too.
Yeah.
Like walking across the yard and through the house and sitting in front of me. It was even that one, my brother even seen it. We saw a hand reach around the corner of the room, peek in the doorway at us, and then dip back. And we started looking for it, trying to get pictures of it and stuff. Never caught it on camera, but
Yeah.
it fueled the interest. I was somebody that was reading occult books at like 5th, 6th grade.
Yeah.
You know, I already had the bug. I was already interested. This intensified it.
Yeah.
I found a team a couple years later and joined them for an investigation or two. And then life happened and it was just too hard to catch up with them anymore. So I kind of let it slide. 2021, we went on family vacation to Galveston, Texas. And we visited a place called the Bishop Palace. It was one of the oldest houses in Galveston and one of the longest standing houses that had not been destroyed by a hurricane in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
It became Bishop Palace because the Catholic Church took it over and had it for the local bishop at the time for a while. But I caught a picture that did not fit the rest. It's swirled, and you could literally see a figure standing off to the right-hand side of a mirror. A few months later, I was at Bobby Mackey's for the first
Yeah.
time, and the rest is kind of history.
I've uh, I've always wanted to go to that place, but I think they said they'd turn it down now or something other.
Oh, it is now
Oh yeah.
gone. They do plan on rebuilding, but I don't think it's going to be the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. Um, what are some of the experiences that you had in the past? I mean, like on investigations and stuff like that.
One experience at Bobby Mackey's, um, I got to go. Of course, we did it live whenever we were doing Global Ghost Hunt one year. We got to go back a few weeks later, and while my buddy Steve, who was the head of Spirit Mechanics, I was there as part of Spirit
Hey
Mechanics.
Gary.
Um, we were up in the upstairs apartment that was Carl's apartment, and we were talking to the individual that stays up there. It's not Carl, but there was an individual that stayed
Yeah.
up there. And Steve asked him if we were saying, you could interact with the equipment. If you talk close to the voice recorders, it'll pick you up. I said, and if you want to talk out loud, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Steve asked if he wanted him to shut the door. And very audibly, we heard no. I mean, it was like right here next to my head, him saying no. I was like, okay, he doesn't want the door shut. It was loud enough to pick up on a camera across the
Yeah.
room. I won't lie, I was giddy as a schoolgirl when I heard that.
Oh, I would be too.
Uh, yeah, that was phenomenal. Another experience was getting to investigate with my kids at the Saxe-Covered Bridge in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
We were on family vacation. I took the oldest two investigating to start teaching them how to
Yeah.
investigate. And we were getting direct answers through the spirit box and stuff and having conversations. And that was a fun experience. We did the same thing in a parking lot right there in the middle of
Yeah.
town. We were just hanging out in the parking lot investigating. Like even police pulled up and was like, "Is everything okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just teaching these two how to investigate." They said, "Okay, have a good night," and left. Left us alone. We weren't bothering anything. We were just hanging out in the parking lot
Yeah.
investigating, and they just left us be. That that parking lot, we did one of the ghost tours first night there, and I heard somebody scream the name Max in my ear. And before I even mentioned the name and stuff, I walked over and said, "Did anybody say a name?"
Yeah.
Nobody. Did anybody in the group down the sidewalk say a name? No. What'd you hear? I said, "I heard the name Max." And in the pictures and stuff, at one point, I went back, and in the reflection, the windows of that building, there's a figure standing on top of a building, and it looks like a statue. The only problem with that is the figure turns different directions, and there's no statues on a building anywhere near
Yeah.
that building. So that was a fun catch. I really enjoyed that one. But there's been so many experiences. It was
Yeah.
wild. It's been a wild ride. I
Yeah.
love it.
Uh, do you have a like a paranormal group yourself, or you just do it with you and your family?
Um, I do run New Some Paranormal, which my kids help out with, a few other friends help out with and stuff. But usually I work with a lot of other teams as well. I go out a lot with SRI Huntington, West Virginia. I work with Brian Clary, who runs that team, and some of his team members a lot. Um, I'm a member of Spirit Mechanics out of Lexington, Kentucky. We do home cleansings, we do investigations, and we do events where we do like card reads and different types of energetic healings and Reiki, and we are in the gamut. So it's awesome that I get to expand beyond just doing
Yeah.
the paranormal stuff with it
Yeah.
too.
That's really cool, man. I've been early enjoyed watching y'all's channel and stuff, and on Facebook and your group and stuff, and see all the cool things y'all do. That's really awesome, man. So what really got you say like really pushed you over the edge to get you started doing the paranormal investigations?
A lot of it was definitely after I had the open heart surgeries and started having the experiences I was having. Um, that really pushed me over the edge to want to start investigating more. And then the experience that I had in Texas, because from there I went to Bobby Mackey's. I did a local event at what's called the Paramount Arts Center in Ashland, Kentucky, which is close to
Yeah,
me. And then I went to Waverly
yeah,
Hills, and just jumping straight into those three real fast and stuff. That was the clincher for me. I was beyond hooked once I found my first pieces of
yeah,
evidence and stuff. It was over. Um,
yeah,
and even at the Paramount, it wasn't just the evidence; it was the personal experiences. Me too, dog. Um, because before the group ghost hunts really started and stuff, I was having experiences because I was seeing people walking around backstage and peeking around from behind the
yeah,
stage, and there was nobody back there because I told the guy that was running it is Mr. Bill Brock. He had a show on Discovery Channel called Underground
yeah.
Monsters. Very awesome gentleman. You know, I still have him as a friend on Facebook and stuff. He's just ghost hunt, and he brought me up on the stage and we walked back there together and stuff. We looked and there was nobody there. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, do you like do the traveling a lot, like going to different states as you can,
oh,
or
definitely, definitely. I've done Ohio State Reformatory. I've done Madison Seminary in Ohio. Obviously, I investigated Gettysburg when I was there. I've been to West Virginia to a couple of different places, Indiana. We've done cases with spirit mechanics in Tennessee and Indiana, all over Kentucky. So I travel anywhere I can whenever I get the chance. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. Uh,
I'm still working my way to North Carolina, man. It's going to happen.
that's going to be one of my questions. Yeah, we're getting ready to try to do the battleship again, so uh,
That'd be
we,
awesome. I actually got to visit that battleship years ago on
yeah.
vacation. Of course, leave it up to me to take and find the haunted places without really looking for them. I'm just kind of like drawn. It's like a beacon. Um,
we, we're going to be we're going to be investigating there probably maybe I don't want to say next year because we're actually going to the UK for next year, so it might be 2027, first part of 27,
okay. Um,
maybe. And
I'm working toward getting to the UK.
yeah,
Um, I want to go investigate Whitechapel in London
yeah,
because I want to go hunting for Jack the Ripper.
yeah. Um, I don't know where all we're going to be going, but we got a big wide list for where we're going to be going. Me and I'm gonna be going over to visit the Spirit Brothers. Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I'll be investigating with them. So whatever they got plans, that's where I'm going.
I understand. I'm sure I've got some friends over there that when I pop in, they're going to be like, "Hey, let's go to this place too." I'll be like, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah.
If you're going to twist my arm about it, let's do it.
Uh, let's see. Oh, do you like investigating like cemeteries, or do you just like strictly buildings, or it doesn't matter with you?
Um, I usually prefer buildings, but
Yeah,
for Global Ghost Hunt last spring, I did do my first cemetery and had a lot of communication and stuff. So that may become,
yeah,
more common.
yeah,
But that one held a special place in my heart, and I probably will end up going back to that cemetery.
yeah. And that's understandable there because I got several that we're actually going to be going back to here for probably about another week or two.
Cool.
Do
Do it.
do you do private locations
Um,
like helping
I-
home people in their homes and stuff? And
with Spirit Mechanics, I'll do private locations and helping homes and stuff. We did get to investigate a couple private homes um, filming because with Spirit Mechanics, I helped do a paranormal show for YouTube.
yeah,
It's called Bridging the Gap, and we've got a couple episodes coming up that are in private residences. So,
yeah, that's pretty cool. We've only did a few private locations like that to help out in the past, but one of them will always stick out to me in my brain because that's like I said several years ago when we went to in Virginia, we had to rush my dad back to the hospital, so that's kind of brings back a lot of memories.
yeah, that's hard to forget like that.
Yeah,
um,
you,
my first investigation with mechanics was like that too. It's always the first one that sticks out to people because it's like,
Joe.
one, the oh shit, this is real,
Yeah,
and two, oh shit, I can actually do this stuff that I thought I could do.
yeah,
And it becomes a whole lot of realizations kicking in, because there was a moment during the investigation that it was snowing and there wasn't a cloud in the sky,
Yeah.
and it was just snowing on that property. I really did. It was very, very chatty. There's a lot of people that wanted to talk in that cemetery. So,
Um, do you, I mean, what I want to get your opinion on this. I know there's a lot of people always says that like cemeteries and funeral homes is most time they're. I've actually got an argument with a person over at work that said the cemeteries and the uh, funeral homes is not haunted, but I got to thinking they are haunted. You know,
cemeteries, I would definitely agree, are haunted.
yeah,
Funeral homes, I'm a little bit more iffy on. It really depends on the funeral home.
yeah,
Because let's face it, a lot of times the stuff spirits are going to remain, one, either where they died, or two, where their
yeah,
bodies are laid to rest.
yeah,
So the funeral home is not really a main idea as far as what I would consider being haunted.
yeah,
And I've been in several, and it's never really been that kind of a situation for me. So,
yeah. What's your favorite place that you investigated?
oh, Mackey's for sure. I went there 5 times, man. Another one that I've been to just as many times, and I get to go back at the end of April, is the Ross Opera House in Cynthiana, Kentucky. Um, it's always such a fun time there. Um, we have such a good rapport with the spirits, mainly because
Scully Pop.
we know that they're entertainers. The
Yeah,
ones that are there, most of them are, former entertainers. And so what we do is we get on stage and we entertain them. You know, we get up there and we dance and we sing and we, make asses out of ourselves.
yeah,
And they respond. They dig it. So,
yeah,
they always like seeing us come back because we bring the entertainment with us.
yeah. Um, what's your favorite piece of equipment that you use? And if you was to be going out random and you just reach in the back seat and pull out the whatever out of your bag, what would you hope to reach back there to get?
Most time my go-tos are my audio video equipment, you know, video camera, spirit box, voice recorders, and then the two other things that I typically use are things that can be triggered.
Yeah,
Vortex Dome, which I have two of. I love those. They were kind of like natural EMF detectors, but they light up like a K2.
yeah,
So it'll change colors going around it. Anyone who's ever seen any videos of me investigating has seen them. Um, or the cat balls. I'll
yeah,
use those a lot because it's something to trigger.
yeah,
All you got to do is tap it and it lights up. And once you explain that and they try it out and they see that it works, okay, cool, I can communicate with this.
yeah.
So,
That's pretty cool. Uh, if you could and you had a trip paid for it already, that you didn't have to pay nothing, your way there, all your eatings and everything, where would you like to go and investigate? Anywhere in the world, already paid.
there, I have at least 4 locations off the top of my head. The one I discussed earlier, which is London, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I mean, London, UK, not Kentucky. London, Kentucky is just down the road. Um, about 3 hours, but it's down the road. Um, I would go to Japan because I want to visit the suicide forest.
Yeah.
I would go to Australia because I guarantee you there are places close to where my brother lives that's haunted. He lives in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And then the one place that I'd love to go that I know I would never get permission to do it, probably in this lifetime, is the Tsar's Palace in St. Petersburg, Russia.
That's cool.
That one would be cool too.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That'd be pretty cool right there. Uh,
I've always had a fascination with the Romanov family, so
yeah.
I just think it'd be an awesome place to visit.
What would be good advice that you can give somebody if they want to start their paranormal team or get into the paranormal group?
um, Learn to understand how the equipment works for you first. Because just because it responds one way for people doesn't mean that they're going to interact with it the same way for you.
Yeah.
So understand how, the equipment works for you first and how communication with spirits works for you first.
Yeah.
Always show respect, but set your boundaries.
Okay.
That would be cool, Vicky. Um, she said, I want to go see the Bell Witch. 3, always be safe. If you're going to a place that is abandoned or, is
Yeah.
in a sketchy neighborhood, always make sure, 1, that you have somebody with you, 2, that you have way to take in contact with somebody if you need to.
Yeah.
And lastly, have fun.
Mm.
You don't have to be serious. You don't have to ask the same questions that everybody asks all the time.
Yeah.
Mix it up, make it fun. When you have fun, the spirits have fun too, and they want to communicate more.
Yeah. That's really good advice there. Uh, I was going to ask you another question, but I forgot what it was. Oh, tell us how the audience can find you on other social media and to follow how they can follow you and stuff like that.
Okay. You can usually find me on YouTube through Newsom Paranormal or Raven Hollow Productions, which this is going out on Raven Hollow. I forgot to put Newsom Paranormal in there. That was my fault. You can find Newsom Paranormal or Raven Hollow Productions on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook and on Instagram. There are TikToks as well for Newsom Paranormal, Raven Hollow. I'm a little bit of everywhere. I really am.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Uh, I appreciate you sharing this out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Sean Ellis.
Uh, I mean, you got anything coming up here in the next few months for investigations?
The main thing that's coming as far as investigations goes is the paranormal class that I'm going to be teaching with spirit mechanics, and that's going to be at the Roz Opera House. Um, that's one of our favorite places to hold the class because it's a laid back place. There's not really anything dark there to take and bother anybody.
Yeah.
And we can just set people loose so they can go investigate for themselves and learn the equipment and stuff and how it interacts themselves.
Yeah.
Um, Other than that, I mainly just have events coming up with them. We have our local event coming up this coming weekend in Lexington. March, we have one in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, called the Light Up Fest, which is on Facebook. That is the March 15th and 16th. And then at the end of March, we have Sacred Journey Market, which is in Cincinnati. So we're busy. We stay hopping, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Uh, I've really run out of questions now. I don't know what else to ask you.
I know a lot of the places I'm trying to find and stuff are places that aren't known throughout
Yeah.
Kentucky. I do hope to try to get back to Gaines Tavern this year, and there's a couple others I've been looking at.
Yeah.
It's just if the money's there, as far
Yeah.
as booking it goes.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are places that I'm trying to find that aren't designated as haunted locations, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I want to find new places, new spirits to talk to that are going to be, not used to having somebody that can communicate with them.
Yeah. So my next question: when are you going to come to North Carolina?
As soon as I get the chance, dude. As soon as I get the chance.
So
Well, I
you
don't exactly do tarot there, Sean. I do oracle cards, which is just a different type of card. It's still the same kind of reading. Well, tarot is a little bit more direct with communication, and oracle is more open to how the reader interprets. But for me, it's more of a focal tool while I connect to the person. So I'm actually reading the person that I'm doing the card reading for. The cards just tell me which direction I'm going. In fact, we usually do card readings at the end of every month through Spirit Mechanics on Facebook and on YouTube. That's the last Thursday of every month, so that's coming up here pretty soon.
yeah. I might swing over and check it out. I hadn't watched very many people. I do watch one channel that does card reading and stuff like that, but I just I just like to go in and watch them. I just sit back and listen to them all talk and everything, get going and stuff like that. And the lady will ask who wants to be next. You see all these people jumping in. I want to be next. I want to. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go.
Usually, we have at least three readers, sometimes four, depending on who all can join in and stuff. So
Yeah.
it gets real fun because anyone who takes the time to take and donates money through stars and stuff, because we use that to help travel and help families out and stuff, they become a paid customer, so they can get a reading from one of us or they
Yeah.
can get a reading from all of us at the same time.
Yeah.
And that becomes a train wreck real fast sometimes.
So Vicky's got a question for you. Raymond, have you ever been on a paranormal TV show? If no, would you if asked?
It depends on the TV show. I've never actually been on a direct one. We do our little YouTube series, but that's about it. But it depends on the show and who's asking.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in faking evidence.
I think that's a lot of people has that issue, trying to do something what people ask them to do that you don't feel right doing. That's a lot that's a lot for different paranormal teams.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I do like filming and being able to put it out for people and
Yeah.
showing the type of communication that I get.
Yeah.
Because, like Vicky can probably tell you, Sean can probably tell you, some of the others that have watched. Usually there's quite a bit of it. And it's just my approach to it, which is I show respect. I thank them for their time. I thank them for sharing their space with me.
Yeah.
And I introduce myself everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yes, I'm in your space and I appreciate your time. I appreciate whatever you're willing to tell me. I'm here
Yeah.
to tell your story. So if you can take and tell me some of that story, I can share it with the world. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Um, you do you get? I mean, I know a lot of people get this question quite a bit. When you go out and investigate, do you get something there every time you go, or like if you go there at one time, it might be active. Next time you go to the same place, it might get one or two little things, and that's it.
it depends on the location, and
Yeah.
it's also it depends on how you interact with that location,
Yeah.
because the trick is to remember what kind of location you're in. If you go to, say, like the Ross Opera House I was talking about, if you go and know it's a place where live performances have happened, and you show up and you put on live performances, they're going to be more willing to talk to you.
Yeah.
If you go to a place like Bobby Mackey's, if you remember it's a bar and you act like you're there to have a good time, they're going to have a good time with you and communicate with you.
Yeah.
It's understanding what kind of location you're in order to take and get responses.
Yeah.
Some places I'd never been before and stuff, there's a video that's going to come out of me telling dad jokes on the investigation, and you even hear laughter coming through the spirit box. And at them on point telling me no more,
Yeah.
is hilarious. Um,
Do you
so
use a Do you use a lot of trigger objects when you go to investigate?
um, usually just the cat balls, and like I was talking about the vortex dome and stuff. I don't really bring a whole lot of extra trigger objects with me. I do have a bear, but it's in storage right now, and I haven't been able to take it to places with kids. But hopefully that changes soon because it gets responses too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's very interesting because I know when we went to the Trivette Clinic, since it was a gentleman's club in the basement at one point in time, we took a little bottle of vodka with us, to set it on the bar. And we got some crazy little things there at the bar with that. But it's really, like you said, it's really wherever you at, you have to be with that time period of what was there and stuff like that. To me, to be something, get something really active.
Yeah. Um, when we investigated the Bobby Mackey's live, at one point they were playing poker with the individual that likes to hide upstairs. If the door's open, he can wander throughout the building
Yeah,
while it was still standing anyway. And after we left a shot sitting on the table for him. It's just one of the little plastic one shooters and stuff. Pulled the tab open and left it there and went downstairs. When we came back up, there was some missing, and the outside of the container was sticky.
yeah,
So it's always fun to take and show up to different places and understand what kind of place it was to be able to take and get
yeah.
a response.
Uh, we got another question here. It says, "What was your link?" Can you type in your link in there? Just type in "cops" in the chat on
Um,
YouTube side,
I
and it will.
don't have access to that
Oh,
to be
okay.
able to type it in.
Uh,
Um, I would have to grab my phone here.
'Cause I'm not good at dropping links, but if anybody could, drop the link for me, please, for Raymond's. Vicky's also got one for you. If you can to trigger the atmosphere with something spirit can relate to, you have a better chance to interact with them. That's right, because most time, if you take something there like uh, we actually just got us some little toys in case when we go to the clinic, we can take them up there to uh, the clinic when we go into the red room, like the delivery room. We
Yeah.
normally do a little bit of something there when we go in there, which that room is always going to be crazy because that end of the whole building is always active. Now the other side is not that bad, but when you go into the red room, it is strong. I mean, we had to carry my dad out of that place 3 times.
I have a very unusual way of triggering the atmosphere if I want to actually make it easier for spirits to take and communicate. I do something that's called energetic flooding. So
Yeah,
I'll flood the entire building with energy. That way, it's something that they can absorb without pulling directly from me.
yeah,
And that helps, you know, elevate the frequency and the resonance at which they function. That way, it's easier for them to communicate.
yeah,
That's a wonderful trick that I learned from some of the mechanics, um, some of the other mechanics,
yeah.
and I did drop that in there. It just has not popped up yet,
Uh,
as far as my YouTube page goes. Um, but it's definitely one of those experiences to where, well, we even did something similar when we were live at Bobby Mackey's. I don't know how many people caught that. We were in the basement having a conversation with like 2 or 3 different people, and the communication started getting weaker. And me and Steve Smith, the head of Spirit Mechanics, you see us take and reach our hands out, and there's an EMF detector in the floor, and it literally lights it up while we're taking charging this energy in the room that we were in. Thank you,
there,
David.
David popped it in there for you. Appreciate that, bud, for that
Thanks, sir.
extra help there, man. I really appreciate that. I'm not good at dropping links. It take me from months from Sunday to get things dropped.
But and so it was fun to capture that while live, that EMF detector just blaring the entire time we're charging that room up,
Yeah,
and then they could talk louder again through the spirit box. So
yeah.
it was an experience. Um,
Vicky says she takes a large plasma ball so the spirits can gain energy. Yeah, I'm actually going to get ready to get us another plasma ball so we can use it. The energy pumps is a little bit. One that we was using at one time was really noisy. I mean, you can hear everything in that just rattling. We set it down on the bridge, and you can hear the whole bridge vibrate.
yeah,
Hey Sam, how you doing, buddy? Appreciate you coming in. Thank you, thank you.
but
Yeah, I just ain't being too big on. I mean, I want my energy pump. I watched a video on YouTube about the man made him one, but he said he wished he hadn't used the strong batteries because every time he cuts it on, it gives him a headache.
I can see that.
He said he
I've
used.
I've heard other people say that before, so
I don't know
that's
what.
why I typically use the method that I use. So
Yeah, yeah. I like to have one, but one not powerful like he had. He said he only has to run it for like 10 seconds. Then he said it about kills him.
That's a pretty powerful one then.
Yeah. Yeah. I used a car battery and a magnet that you can suck a 10-man through a keyhole, I reckon.
God bless, dude. That's enough to give somebody a headache in the next town over.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that'd make your babies more naked right there, that's for sure.
You hear dogs howling from 3 miles away.
Yeah. You can find a needle in a haystack with it, couldn't you?
You can find something at least.
But yeah.
Walk out there, a forge stick to the side of the building. Where'd these come from?
Yeah. That's, I mean, I've actually watched them build it, but it looks like it's really big and big and bulky. It ain't like just a regular little energy pump that runs off 2 AA batteries or 3 AAAs or whatever like that. This had like 2 or 3 9-volt batteries, and the magnet is like probably about that big around. And when it's
That's like
speeding,
overkill.
yeah. I mean, he should draw spirits out of the next state over, or next 2 states over. You know.
It's something. God bless. That's probably why just randomly I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
Who called my name?
Every day you'd be sitting there and your leg will be flying up in the air because you got a plate in your leg or something or screws, and you'd be dragging through the ground.
I'm going on a trip. I'll be back.
Hey, that's a free rate ride.
See me skidding on my ass down the road.
Yeah.
Where are you going, Raymond? I don't know, but I'll find out when I get there.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much, Timmy.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's having an energy pump is a really, really a hard thing to use, because if you can use it, somebody over the side of you just sitting 2 inches beside of you, they'd be like feeling sick and they're getting all wheezy and everything, and or something like that, or that dude's heart might stop. He might have a pacemaker or something other. You know, that's all you need on an investigation.
Why is my pacemaker skipping beats? That's apparently there's a rave going on in my chest.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a rough way to start your investigation, wouldn't it? Let's see here. I'm just trying to. Ain't that crazy? My phone asked me that I won't be a member of my own channel.
Would you like to be a member of your own channel, Jonathan? You didn't subscribe to your own channel?
I said no. I don't want to be nowhere associated with that bunch of nuts.
I don't want any notifications from that lunatic.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Sorry, I was modding. How is everyone tonight? Good to see you all. I am doing pretty good. I hope you are doing well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm doing awesome. I'm enjoying my day. It's been a rather eventful day, but I wouldn't have any other way.
Yeah.
I was doing some production stuff, and then I went to work earlier and came home and hopped on here with Jonathan. So here I am.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You're awesome. I really enjoyed over on the Facebook side, Aaron came in. I didn't say hey to him, but
Mr. Hoffman.
Yeah, he's a wildcat himself.
Yeah, he is. If you all ever get the chance, check out Hoffman's that weird show. he just had a conversation about, what was it, the Bermuda Triangle?
I think so. I didn't get to watch
Yeah,
the last
that
one.
that was a pretty good one. Oh, you're going to get him laughing again.
It, like I said though, it's really, really, really I don't know, different paranormal shows. I wished he would get back doing some investigations. I really enjoyed Aaron's when he's investigating.
Yeah, he does really good.
Him and what's his name, Neil. When
Yeah,
they get together now, they got a paranormal going on.
maybe eventually. I know right now he's just focusing on one thing at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
He definitely needed that step back, and
Hey,
I
yeah,
understand that,
yeah, yeah,
because sometimes you have to step back because of everything that happens in the field.
yeah,
Um, there's typically a lot of drama, and sometimes there's too much focus on the wrong thing. You
yeah,
know, we're all out to take and do the same thing as far as collecting evidence and seeing how much we can prove that the paranormal is actually real.
yeah,
I mean, we do have science on our side because quantum mechanics explains a lot more than what people realizes.
yeah,
And it's once we finally find a way to take and involve quantum mechanics more, I think we're going to make leaps and bounds as far as um, collecting evidence goes and being able to prove to the scientific community definitely that,
yeah,
the paranormal actually does exist.
yeah. Um, we don't really have a topic. I was doing an interview with Raymond, but I done run out of interview questions. So if any of y'all have any questions for Raymond, just let me know, and we'll ask him, and we'll get his. We're gonna be on here for probably about another 15 more minutes, because I know he's got a lot to do. Is a busy, busy, busy buddy.
I'm
But
always busy, but I am more than happy to just hang out and talk, sir. So however long we go is however long we go. Uh, I mean, it's still going to be sitting there waiting. This is a chance just to sit back and have a conversation with a friend.
yeah,
So,
you just
and Phoenix did have a question there. Are either one of you working on any documentaries? Um,
I ain't working on anything right now. That's for sure.
Not any documentaries right now, but I have been working on a YouTube show with one of the groups I work with called Spirit Mechanics. It's called Bridging the Gap. We have several episodes lined up. I'm just waiting for the finishing touches to be done by my buddy Brian. But they've been pieced together and stuff. They just need the finishing touches added to them to start being released on YouTube. I hope to do some documentaries in the future, especially as far as traveling and investigating really awesome places. So it just hasn't happened yet. It's been in the works. I just haven't made it that far. Um, can I get a quick rundown of this quantum mechanics stuff? Um, quantum mechanics breaks it down to, everything on the quantum level. So, for example, everything solid is nothing but atoms running at a certain frequency, which is what makes it solid. Another example is the air we breathe. It's just another it's just another group of atoms that's floating at different frequencies, so it's easier to move through. Imagine being able to take that energy and adjust your energy and walk through a wall because you're able to meet the frequency of that wall. And that's basically a small rundown as far as quantum mechanics, because the majority of our energy anyway is just that, and the energy never dissipates. That's where Einstein went into, the relativity theory and stuff. Energy is energy is energy. It never is destroyed. It just changes frequency.
Yeah.
So when we pass, the body is just a shell. The energy is still there. So that energy is capable of, going through walls. It's able to take and move from one location to another in instant, because let's face it, spirits do move from one location to the other at times. Depending on their ties to that location, they can change locations. I've experienced it. It's really cool. But understanding that is figuring out how to take and make the equipment work on a level to where it can, collect that evidence of that transfer of energy. And even like Reiki masters or any other type of energetic healer, it's just understanding how the flow of energy works to take and be able to make it adjust to how you need it to help heal somebody.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about it is you don't have to be in the same location as a person to take it and do it.
Yeah. Phoenix, there is Raymond Newsom's YouTube channel link. If you want to go over and check him out and do all the YouTube stuff over there, and he also got Facebooks and stuff. He'll probably got all that in his bio over there on his thing. You can check out all the links and where you can find him at. I appreciate all of y'all so much.
I don't think I have it up, the links up on my YouTube, but I can always add those.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope that gets you interested enough to where you start doing your own research and stuff. There is a small documentary called "What the Bleep Do We Know?" that goes into it a little bit further, and it should catch your attention enough to where you want to do further research. But also, that was one of the basis for the book, "The Men Who Stare at Goats." I'm sure some people have seen the movie. It had George Clooney in it and stuff.
Yeah.
So even the CIA's been studying this and that. So actually, there's documentation to where you can find it. It's really fascinating.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get off of here, and I appreciate you coming in, Bub, and hanging out with me for a minute.
I appreciate you, having a chance to get me on. We've been trying for a long time, and we finally made it work.
We surely have. I know I've been doing this now for 5 years. Actually, I was on Facebook first starting out before I started a YouTube channel, so we actually was 5 years, but it's been a while. It's been a long road because I've been trying to get people on, and I still got people I can't get on yet because we just can't get our time schedule works out right.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucy, how you doing? Appreciate you coming.
I definitely hope we can do this again and have some more fun with it.
We will. I'll have to make sure I have more questions and I won't run out of questions.
Maybe next time I'll take and pull the cards out for you.
Yeah. It'll be another psychic video for sure. That'll be for sure. So man, I hope you have a wonderful, blessed morning now probably, and
almost
appreciate you so much. And thank you so much. And I thank everybody in the chat for coming in, hanging out with me. If you can, please go over and check out him on YouTube and all the other platforms. And make sure you do all the happy stuff there. And I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And
I will hop on YouTube after this and add some more of the links, my links and stuff, so you all can come check it out.
Good.
I'll throw in Spirit Mechanics too, so you guys can see what I do with them.
Sounds good. So everybody, have a wonderful, blessed night, and I will see y'all later. If you want to hang around the backstage for a few seconds, and so we
Yes,
can
sir.